You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
But they constantly make videos. Montana Viking, Dear World Christian, Michael Williams, April Chapman, the quote-unquote mob.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
If we don't agree, and you're trying to charge me with sin, you better come with it. You better come with it. Because once it's public, and depending on the seriousness of that, I will respond. And I'm putting everybody and their mama on notice. Everybody. I don't care who you are. You don't support anyone who is in sin, who slanders, unrepentantly so, who falsely accuses fellow image bearers.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Being told that they're crazy, being told that they're being divisive, being told that they're being a liar. But this ain't personal for me. This is biblical. I don't take this stuff personal. You examine everything. You examine what I say. And listen, you know a true teacher when they say, hey, check what I say with the scriptures. And if I'm wrong, we can have a conversation about it. We can always come up, or you can call me or whatever. If I listen, and if I say it publicly, it is fair game. It's fair game.
So, before making videos about Saiko Woods, I actually was a supporter of his for probably a couple years. And one of the things that I noticed about Saiko is he's always challenging people to show him his sin. So I thought that I would make a video listing some of Saiko's sins, since he doesn't think that he has done anything wrong. I call him Sinless Saiko. All right, let's begin. Number 1.
And Marcus's penis is really light, thick, and only about 5 inches.
Gay!
Yes, he has a birthmark on his butt. Where I'm from, that's kind of gay. Why would any man spend this much time talking about another man? I'm admitting that I asked questions regarding the sexual relationship. You want to see the little pee-pee pics? That's what you want to see? You want to see the little wee-wee pics? You said how his penis looks. I did not just ask her about the size of G. Craig's genitals. You mentioned you wanted to forward every text and pictures of him, and it's private. Do you mean private as in his genitals? That's the question I asked her. Because I wanted to have proof. I need evidence. Yes, it was his genitals. I asked this lady. And you have pictures of this? Answer, survey says yes. I want to have proof. I need evidence.
Evidence? What do you plan on doing with all that evidence? I mean, you know, I mentioned this in my last video about Saiko, but my thing is, Saiko, why do you need to know the size of another male's sexual manhood? Like, why do you need to have that evidence? Like, what purpose does it serve for you to know the size, the color, the width of another man's genitals? what is that going to serve other than you just being perverted? So according to God's word, that is not something that we should be discussing, especially if you are a pastor, a leader. You should not be talking about another male's package. It's very inappropriate and has nothing to do with anything. And it's not like you can come and show us the evidence. Like, were you showing all of your people the evidence? And the pictures that you've got about these guys, which is more than one, how do you know that's them? I mean, it could have been pictures of anybody's stuff, because I'm sure they didn't have their faces in it. Well, we don't know, because we didn't get to see the pictures. We didn't get to see the evidence. Only you got to see the evidence in your personal files that you have all this evidence in. You are so nasty. Okay, so let me set up this next video. This is a recorded phone call that Saiko has done with like 3 other brothers, men of God. And they're all talking about G. Craig Lewis extramarital affairs that has been taking place. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this phone call up is to show how they are being hypocrites. Here they are calling out G. Craig Lewis for being sexual immorality when they are being inappropriate themselves. Now, you're getting ready to hear that one of the guys actually saw the pictures of one of the church member ladies that G. Craig Lewis was messing with, allegedly. And they were photos of her bosom. And so somehow he saw her bare breast in pictures. Now, why would you even want to see that as men of God? Why would you even want to even look at that and even have that sent to you or let someone show that to you? Why would you guys even be passing that around? That's a question I have. It's disgusting. You all are disgusting. But anyway, so they're talking about his sexual immorality when they themselves are being disgusting. And Saiko is being part of this. I don't know if these guys know that they're being recorded or not. They're not acting like they know, so they probably don't know. But I just want to bring this up to show you just how Saiko moves and how he talks inappropriate. And God has something to say about things that we discuss and how we discuss it. I understand exposing, but there's also an aspect of we're not supposed to have that type of speech and that type of language. The way that Saiko gets into it, he gets into it way deeper and unnecessarily than he needs to. So it's inappropriate, and I'll let you listen, and y'all can, feel how you feel about it, but I know how I feel about it. All right, well, here it is.
But no, I'm gonna mention. Yeah, there is a hardware, brother. I've seen the photo.
Bro, we got to, man. We got to, dog. I mean, why okay, so
I'm gonna say it.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I've seen the photos. I've seen Carmina with no shirt on with her breasts out. Okay.
Yep.
Help me understand why you're sleeping with women and then marrying them. And, brother, I got this one pastor who called me last night, and we was on the phone till almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, bro.
He was going in. He warned Craig. He warned him not to do that. He was going down the wrong way, and it's going to lead to sexual sin, and Craig ignored it.
Wow.
Another thing that I wanted to add to that video that Saiko made, and I'm just reacting to it, is why did Saiko feel the need to put the picture of the lady that they're all talking about her exposed breast and him seeing a picture of it? Why is he posting a picture of her as that guy is talking about her so that he can further humiliate her, embarrass her? And this is what I'm talking about Saiko. Saiko doesn't have the maturity, the wisdom to not do devilish things like that. And this is a result of his gossip that he interprets as barbershop talk. So, In this next clip, you're going to hear Saiko speak with the same guy that said that he had pictures of one of G. Craig Lewis's mistresses with her bare breast, showing a picture of it. And so the reason why I'm going to introduce this next clip is because you're going to hear Saiko on I think he's like on a three-way. I think there's two other guys, maybe one. But either way, Saiko is recording this conversation. And Saiko is asking him, like, why is everybody else getting these pictures of her naked breast but me? How come you're not sending me the evidence of her naked breast? And this guy is also going to tell you that he came across like nudity of pictures of his affairs, and also I guess some sex video that he came across on G. Craig Lewis laptop or something like that. He'll explain it. But I want to make a point again, and I'll be making this same point over and over and over again. What is the purpose of these guys having naked pictures of other people? Only thing that needs to be known is that they laid down together and had an inappropriate affair. But you don't have to see the inappropriate pictures or video. And I think a lot of these guys, they videotape women so in case they want to expose them later, the women won't, because they know that the guys videotape them doing things together. Let me tell you something. Men who do that, y'all are nothing but creeps, weirdos, sickos, and very disgusting creatures. Because I know a lot of you guys are out there that videotape and show all your friends or keep it as blackmail. It's really disgusting. And I hear guys doing that all the time to females. And it's really gross. It really is gross. But I'm going to let this little clip play out, and then I'll comment afterwards, as always.
Now, you gave him some pictures. What picture does he have that I don't have?
I'm not giving you that.
So why'd you give it? Hold on, man. Why you give it to him?
It wasn't nothing but some screenshots from my phone that you can barely see. It doesn't really show anything because I only sent them what I screenshot from my phone.
Let me stop right there for just a second. I want you to hear what he just said. He gave Larry Reed pictures that I did not receive. And when I say I'm the one, I'm using that in the sense of just being responsible or being the one actively doing the exposing, right? So he gives pictures and gives evidence to Larry Reed, but doesn't give it to me. And the answer, I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that.
So I just want to interject real quick because I have a question for Saiko Woods' wife, Sharon Woods. My question to you, ma'am, is why would you think it would be acceptable for your husband to request naked photos of another woman's bare breast? Like, in whose world, whose married world is that acceptable in? I'm asking for a friend because I don't know. I'm not married, but I just don't think that that's something I would want my husband to be seeking, to look at another woman's bare breast. And even more concerning, him wanting to look at another man's naked manhood. That is something I'd really, really want to investigate. Lady, I think you really need to start looking at what your husband's looking at on the internet and what he's doing by himself. Girl, I'm just letting you know because it doesn't seem like you have anybody in your ear telling you about your husband's craziness. So I'm going to come out here and do it. Since he's all doing it publicly and you want to co-sign to his behaviors, that's why I'm not going to, do this all privately and message you or anything. Not that you would, care about anything I'd say. But you need to know that that's not normal. It's not.
But wait, y'all. There's more. You ain't heard nothing yet. Just wait.
Qualified. What's her name? The little dark skin chick. It was a screenshot.
Send it?
He's out with it. This is qualified from my phone. Alright. That's all. But it wasn't nothing individually sent to me to tell. No, I'm gonna have to send me. He showed it to me on the computer when he was upgrading the hard drive, and I screenshot without ignoring it. Okay.
So this is what he said, in case you didn't hear it. He got the picture from Tim Meakin's computer, but he screenshot it without Tim Meakin's knowing. I want y'all to hear what's going on here. These are photos and videos of people that G. Craig Lewis has sex with who are still members in his church that Tim Meekins has access to. He has the hard drive. Who T-Time Moffitt has access to or has seen it. But when it comes to giving me information and giving me the evidence to help close this situation and shut this situation down so no more people whose lives have been damaged will not be utterly destroyed. I don't get that.
You know, Saiko just cannot read the room. See, nobody wants to give him any evidence because people know he can't be trusted. Saiko will go all the way with things, and there's no filter, there's no finesse, and it's just pure, I'm going to tell it all, and I don't care who's going to get hurt or who else gets exposed, who's innocent behind it. Case in point, the young ladies. You know, Seiko's all about the victims, and the victims need to be heard, and they, you know, we don't want to hurt the victims, but yet he'll plaster their pictures on his videos so y'all know who they're talking about. He'll talk about their sexual videos that they're not coming out to talk about. You know, he doesn't really care about any of the victims. He just wants the story. He wants to break the story and wants all the accolades and the pats on the back and like, wow, Saiko, you really exposed this and good job. And, you know, you let's plead the blood of Jesus over you because you're going to get attacked over this. You know, just all this craziness. Saiko's a narcissist. And a lot of times, most times, narcissists have sexual issues. And that's why Saiko is so sexual and he wants the nitty gritty of all this stuff that people wouldn't even think about asking or talking about. But because Saiko's a little freak, he can't wait to talk about it. He also talked on the phone with this other person, and he was talking about, yeah, the wife came home and the girl's butt was in the air and you could just smell women everywhere in the room. I mean, he really goes into detail.
Let me cue this first one up here. Let's go.
She knows about a lot of them. In fact, she told the women, the women's group, that she's the most forgiving person that she knows. When you can walk into a room in your house and you smell butt and you see butt in the air and you can forgive your husband, that's when you know you are.
I mean, can you imagine that, ladies, women, sisters? Can you imagine walking in your house not smell like you?
This is barbershop talk.
And not only walk into your house and smell sex in the room, but you see that person in the very act. This is G. Craig Lewis. Now, if you've been following any of the videos that I have produced, you know that I've presented text messages of sexual relationships that he's had with other women, what he likes to do, things of that nature. The question you need to ask yourself is this the kind of person you would want to submit yourself to as a pastor? When his own wife would tell the women at ABC that the proof of her forgiveness is when you can walk into your house and smell butt in the air, and then actually see butt in the air, you know you've arrived at forgiveness. That's not arriving. It's not arriving at all.
Anyway, I just want to show the hypocrisy, and I assure you, Saiko could care less about the victims. He does not care who he tramples on. He just wants the story, and that's the end of that case. So I want to talk about this next gossip, which probably a lot of people are already aware of, that young lady that Saiko decided to expose. This is a young lady that had dated Saiko Wood's son. For those of you who have not seen my previous video about Saiko, Saiko's son had dated this young lady, and it didn't end well between them, and Saiko got really salty because he got all up into their dating life, and these people are close to 30, but Saiko was all up in it. And so because the young lady broke up with his son, he felt some kind of way, and he took all of her private texts to his son, and he published them publicly for the whole social media to look at and to hear. And she was going through something that was very personal and very private. And so he was upset with the young lady's mother because the mother had made a Facebook post, a really quick post that she only kept up for like 15 minutes, and then she deleted it. But he still felt some kind of way about it, and so that triggered him to make a response video, and it was to hurt the mom through the daughter. Keep in mind, the daughter that dated his son didn't do anything to Saiko personally, but he brought her up publicly and was gossiping about things that were private that was only meant for his son's ears.
Brian, babe, you want to cam up? You want to cam up? How is it that how am I wrong? How am I wrong? I'm exposing lies. What are you talking about? Who are you anyway? I didn't hijack the text messages. They were given to me by my son. So what you talking about, man?
The definition of gossip: idle talk or rumor, especially about the personal or private affairs of others.
So by definition, that is gossiping, and it's not relevant to anything. I understand people exposing things, but you need to expose and keep to the facts. You don't need to deviate into gossip just so you want to try and humiliate someone. So I want to give a recap for those of you who have not seen that.
He who goes about tellbearer reveals secrets, but he is trustworthy conceals matter. Never tell deceit to a person who gossip, because if they see no reason for the secret, they will tell it anyway.
You really want to talk about what happened? That's what you really want to do, Brenda? Because see, one thing I keep is receipts. I got written. Oh, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Erica cheated on your son. Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and just read it then. No problem. I'll read it. Let's read how my son is a lie then, because this is the text message from your daughter to my son, admitting that she cheated on my son. This is from your daughter, right here.
Messages. If you all are seeing this video as the first time and seeing all this about Saiko Woods, you're more than welcome to watch my part 1 on Saiko, and I go into more detail where he's reading the young lady's text messages, and so you'll be able to understand more of what happened. But I just really want to just quickly recap, and like I said, you're more than welcome to watch my video or watch his video. You can see both viewpoints because I did do some editing because he repeats himself a lot and he pauses a lot. So that's why you see like little jumps in the editing, because he pauses a lot. So, but you can go watch his old videos when you come for my family, and you can watch it in its entirety if you got the patience for it. So I am going to talk about his wife, Sharon Woods, because he brought her into this nonsense. And I also mentioned in my last video that she is a mother and a female. And for her to go along with Saiko Woods and allow him to bring her into this mess without saying anything to him, you know, is really wrong. Like I said, as a mom and as a female. And this just shows that there's definitely a very poor relationship and leadership on Saiko Woods' part. And she was a willing following participant. So I just want to add that real quick.
Shane, put the robe on. Come on. Do you see what this fool said? Oh, here it is. I'm out. You're nothing but trash. You blew my phone up so many times.
Blew your phone up?
Yeah.
What's all this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
What's all that?
Look, here's let me move this out the way. These are all text messages. You see what it says, husband, and then Brenda right there. Look at all this. Look at this. Kim Henley, whatever. Kim dumped the post with the three of us so you don't get tempted to put it on Sharon as joining us. So no, because Kim was another one that basically said that, you know, that she wouldn't have nothing to do with my son because dad broke up. And my son was treated like he was the one that was the villain, but they was the one who was trying to protect somebody that cheated on him. Anybody blown up a phone? Matter of fact, could you please?
She got mad when you didn't text.
Could you say that again? Speaking to the mic.
I said she got angry when you didn't text her.
Oh, and why she got angry because I didn't text? What was that for? That I didn't respond to her. What was that? What happened? Could you enlighten the audience? What happened? Why I had to tell her that she need to fall back?
Because she kept wanting to talk about the situation the first time.
The first time her daughter cheated.
She kept calling you while you were at work.
Yes.
I had to text her and tell her that you'll get to it basically when you get to it.
Facts. I got a DM from Brenda Dolan Lindman. And basically the DM, which she deleted, by the way. I wonder why. The Bible says the wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. She slides up in my DM and she starts to basically sell her daughter to us, to my wife and and said, I know this sounds awkward. I know this sounds weird or whatever like that, but you know, I have a daughter and she's beautiful and she's this and she's that and she's so sweet and she's so that and I believe your son would be a perfect fit and perfect for my daughter. Fast forward later into their relationship, a situation had occurred involving my son and Brenda's daughter. And so my son received a message from the young lady. And she had explained to him what had occurred. And bottom line, they broke up at the time. My son was hurt. My son took her back. Brenda had invited my son to Virginia to come meet their family. And I told my son, okay, that's your call if you want to do that. My son spent the weekend there. My son spent the weekend there. My son had, from what he told me, he had a great time. Sunday night, my son leaves and heads back home. Brenda's daughter heads back to where she lived, to what was shared with me. Bottom line, there was no communication. And next thing I know, son tells me, yep, it's over. They're done. You know, she basically said she can't do it anymore. Her words to my son were that he's not the one for her.
And you know what I think what happened, I think that Saiko's son went to go visit her and her family, and they saw some things that they didn't like about Saiko's son. And of course they had to like not say anything while he's there, and they had to not make it awkward. So they continued on until they left, and they probably all got together and be like, that's something's not right. Something's off about that boy. And I think that that's what happens. And sometimes that is what happens. You meet someone.
That's what you really want to do, Brenda? Because see, one thing I keep is receipts.
Saiko is getting ready to read all of the text messages that his son has sent him from a private conversation that his son had with the girl that broke up.
I got written. Oh, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Erica cheated on your son. Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and just read it then. No problem. I'll read it. Let's read how my son is a lie then, because this is the text message from your daughter to my son, admitting that she cheated on my son. This is from your daughter, right here. I wanted to call you and talk to you about this, but I can't stop crying. Been sobbing the entire day. You haven't known me long enough to witness my self-destructive tendencies and know my history of self-harm. And I'm giving you that as a context, which I hope and pray might keep you from leaving me, as you have every right to. Last night, two of my friends who are dating initiated a threesome on their couch while we were drunk. I didn't want to do it and have zero attraction to either one of them, but in my stupidity and self-destructive nature, I engaged. I am so nauseous typing this. I hated it and went to throw up thinking of it. You want to go on? I can continue on. I think I will. Feels like a nightmare. I'm going to wake up from soon. Feel like a nightmare. I'm going to wake up from soon. I'm sitting here telling you about something I did, which I didn't even want to do. That was a complete betrayal against you. But wait, there's more. Kier, I have literally been throwing up today over this, physically throwing up. Part of me thinks I did this because I tend to ruin the good things in my life as a way to hurt myself. And in this case, it was something that doubly hurt you. It goes without saying that I am sorry. I have been on my hands and knees sobbing over this, over you, and over the likelihood of losing you, over my bizarre and idiotic mistake. I'm waiting for my son to admit that he was the one who cheated on your daughter. What's up, y'all? Let me help set some of you all free. When a person sins against you, you are not obligated to forgive them until or unless they confess and repent of that sin or that wrong that they've done. Far too many of you, far too many Christians in particular, are being told and being sold lies, thinking and being said to you that you must forgive that individual because it's for you, it's not for the individual. No, that's a lie. Forgiveness is for the individual who sinned against you. Therefore, your responsibility is to always be willing and ready to forgive once forgiveness is being asked upon confession of that sin.
So I just wanted to say something in closing about that situation. That young lady did not have to tell Saiko's son about what happened, about when she got drunk and some inappropriate behavior took place. That young lady went and admitted what she did to Saiko's son, and he accepted her apology and got back together. So, but Saiko's bringing that up and bringing that point over and over and over again when his son already forgave her for it and got back with her after that. Next sin of Saiko that I would like to bring up is revenge. God says we're not supposed to take revenge because she made a Facebook post that she kept up for 15 minutes. But nonetheless, he wanted to clear his name. Now, him being a leader and being a pastor, as he calls himself, he needs to rise above that and not stoop to anybody else's level. Now, I understand if he wanted to come and just clear his name and be like, hey, there's some things being said that aren't true, and I just wanted to bring that out, that, you know, a certain person is saying something about my son, and I just want to clear it up real quick. But he went way deeper than that, and he brought her daughter into it, which had nothing to do with what the mother did in terms of making that post. So he put an innocent person and put them on blast when she didn't do anything personally to Saiko. But Saiko had to use her daughter in order to take revenge on the mother. And like I said, God does have something to say about revenge. And I'm going to post some scripture, book, chapter, verse, so that Saiko can see that we're not supposed to take revenge. And he can call it what he wants to call it to make it not seem like it's revenge, but it's revenge because of how deep he went into it. He went way below the belt. And so he didn't have to do that. As you're supposed to be mature, Saiko, but I know that you act like a juvenile. And that's why I know you're self-proclaimed and self-appointed in your position, because there's no way that God would put you on the forefront of someone to represent him when you do everything your own way. Just saying.
When I do snap at these people, or when I do have to check these fools as though I'm just coming from nowhere. No. There's history to the foolishness. You're just getting it publicly because it was done publicly. None of this would have happened. None of this would have ever went down had she not did what she did. Had she not did what she did. Had she not did what she did. Had she not did what she did.
Okay, so this next segment is going to be speaking about revenge that Saiko has been seeking to do onto Corey Minor. Now, this whole part of my video is strictly to point out the revenge factor on what Saiko has been doing onto Corey Minor. Whether Corey Minor is wrong or not, it's the excessive overexposing personal agenda against Corey Minor, because Saiko felt some type of way because Corey flipped from supporting Saiko Woods exposing John MacArthur, and then Corey flipped and changed his mind and, you know, didn't want to expose John MacArthur, and that really upset Saiko Woods because Corey Minor changed his position on how he felt about John MacArthur. So they used to be really cool, and now they're not. And I really don't understand why Saiko is so intent on ruining Corey Minor when the whole camp of people that he was cool with, other content creators, they all dropped out of being his friend because of the John MacArthur thing. Now, I feel like some of those content creators that were used to be cool with Saiko were already feeling some type of way with the Marcus Rogers thing. But I think with the John MacArthur exposure on from Saiko really hit the nail in the coffin for them. And then they all kind of fell away and dropped off from being cool with Saiko. And Corey was the one that hung in there even after all that. But like I said, Corey changed his mind on his position. And Saiko, we have a right to do that. We have the right to do that. If he wanted to change his mind for whatever reasons, I know you said he flipped because it was hurting his sub numbers or money, or maybe friendships with other content creators or whatever his reasoning was, you know, that's on him. Now, if you felt some type of way and you wanted to, you know, make a couple videos about him, then you know what? Fine. You need to vent and be upset and let everybody know. Fine. But it's the excessive over and over and over and over and over all of these endless exposed videos on Corey Minor. Look, we get it. We get it, Saiko. You're mad. You don't like what Corey did. He flipped on you. We get it. We don't keep having to pound it into our brains. We get it. You don't like him. He's a hustler. He's playing everybody. He needs to be in jail. We get it, Saiko. We get it. Okay?
I've already asked most of you, or I've already asked all of you, in light of the videos that I have made as a result of what Corey Minor has said in his caping and defending John MacArthur, which is what precipitated this whole thing. Had he not been lying, then there would be no reason for me to keep putting out videos. I mean, so I don't have to make anything up. I read the transcripts. And like Tarwin said, that's public information. And notice what Corey said. Yeah, but stop right there. If it's true, then you just mad because people called you out on your lie. And none of this had to happen, Corey, if you didn't lie. None of this had to happen if you were not caping for an old white dude who's about to check up out of here and call me a homosexual and all of that.
Saiko is now doing things that is not the style of my show. I wouldn't spend that much time on one guy. I just wouldn't.
You obsessed with me, bro. You must be a homosexual.
Yes, he has a birthmark on his butt. Where I'm from, that's kind of gay.
Nah, it's rewind time.
And Marcus's penis is really light, thick, and only about 5 inches. Yes, it was his genitals. I got it.
Why are you obsessed with me? You wake up in the morning, my name got to be on your mouth. You need deliverance. That's what made me think you a homosexual.
The sex tape that I was about to get from his baby's mother.
You a down low homosexual.
I wouldn't spend that much time on one guy. I just wouldn't.
Who's harassing you, Corey? See, again, you're not the victim. Nobody harassed you. I never harassed you. No one harassed you. I never harassed you. No one harassed you.
You got playlists about exposing me.
Yeah, I do. But here's the thing, Corey. Why do I have the playlist? See, that's the thing. Why do I have a playlist about you? Or anyone else have a playlist dedicated for you and about you? Why?
None of this had to happen, Corey. You flip and say now you're defending John MacArthur. You flip.
I wouldn't spend that much time on one guy. I just wouldn't.